Like several Starbucks locations before it, a major credit union in Seattle has now announced it will be closing 2 of its branches because of the city's rampant crime. KTTH Seattle Talk Radio host Jason Rantz has a few things to say about that and some other topics as we kick off tonight's lightning round. Jason, good to see you. Happy New Year. The credit union sent this email out, in part quoting here, ensuring the physical safety of our members and staff both in and around our branch offices has become increasingly difficult at these locations. Your personal safety as well as your financial well-being and banking preferences are important to us, representing the key variable in our decision. We talked about Starbucks. We've seen it happen at Wawa, at CVS, and the list goes on. And now, here you have another one.
Yeah, I mean, there's no end in sight, but this is the response to the fact that we basically don't punish criminals in the city of Seattle. We don't put them in jail. We don't charge them. Oftentimes, we're not even allowed to arrest them. I broke this story just a few hours ago. Last year, we saw officially 153 officers leave the Seattle Police Department. That would make 509 since the defund movement. This is a department that even if you were able to call 911, are not going to be able to respond to a lot of the types of crime that are closing these businesses down. We're talking about threats of violence, vandalism, break-ins. It's going to continue to happen unless we have significant, and I mean really significant policy changes, and we go in a completely different direction. And people, it's not just the businesses that are out here, it's the people who rely on them, right? It's the people who work there. There are so many victims here.
Yeah, and listen, why would you be a police officer in Seattle when you know that you arrest somebody and somebody else is just going to kick them free? Equinox, apparently on January 1st, if you wanted to join the health club, they said, nope, sorry, you can't join it. Quoting in part here, you are not a New Year's resolution. Your life doesn't start at the beginning of the year, and that's not what being part of Equinox is about. We go beyond what's possible. We defy expectations. We are not moderation. We want it all every day, and you deserve it all. And you agree with this, Jason. And actually, so
I love this. Yeah, I mean, Equinox just saved people $200 a month. We should be thanking them for not taking advantage of people on a day that they often commit to resolutions that they're going to break by next Wednesday, right? It is impossible to cancel a gym membership. The only way you can do it is wait until your credit card expires, then ignore them when they call you to get the new credit card. So what they did here was say, look, we know a lot of people are going to make these commitments. You're jumping into it. You're playing into the New Year's resolution thing. Why don't you hold off for a day or two? And look, if you are truly committed to this, you're going to be able to sign up today or tomorrow or the next day. You know what I was supposed to be doing today? Going to the gym. What am I doing? I'm talking to you, Trace. So they saved us all.
This is great exercise anyway, Jason. I'm telling you, but I used to work at a club where they'd say, here they come on June 1st. Here comes the heavyset crowd on January 1st. And January 10th, you never see them again. Meantime, the New York Times, a guest essay says that short people, did you know this, are actually better for the environment? Quoting here, or for the planet, quoting here, short people don't just save resources, but as resources become scarcer because of the Earth's growing population and global warming, they may also be best suited for long-term survival. And not just because more of us will be able to jam into spaceships when we are forced off this planet that we wrecked. Your final thoughts on this?
What's the point in publishing this kind of story other than to remind us what the New York Times has become? It's a lonely short woman who can't get dates on Tinder, so she writes a loony piece about the benefits of dating the short people so that people actually swipe right on her profile. So the question I had when I was reading this is like, when did the New York Times become a paper for short people with low self-esteem? And then I realized Paul Krugman is actually a columnist there, so it's always kind of been. This is actually on brand.
Self-explanatory. And so what are tall people supposed to do? Jason Rantz at 6'1" and something and 3/4. Yeah. Great to see you as always. Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.